Hello children, I welcome all of you in today's EVS session. In today's session we are going to see the interrelationships between living things. This is our second chapter. So you also repeat behind me the interrelationship between living things. Now here's one riddle to solve. An age-old tree with a thick, strong trunk gives deep, dark shade from the scorching sun, like an old man's beard with many strands. It has ropes for swinging from every branch. Can you tell me which tree is this? It is banyan tree. It is banyan tree. Now children, we are going to see the needs of living things that are met in the environment. So, we have many needs like food, water, air, clothes and shelter. All these needs are met in our surrounding. In fact, food, water and air are the needs of all living things. They are all fulfilled in the environment. But there are differences in the needs of each kind of living things. For example, the water that a mouse drinks in an entire day would not be enough for an elephant even at one time. Just now I told you one example. Now you have to think on this. Butterflies feed on the nectar of flowers. Can a frog do the same? A sheep eats the leaves of shrubs. Can a tiger do the same? A fish can breathe in water. But can a pigeon do that? Bulrushes grow in water. Can a lemon tree do so? So children, do think on these questions. But from this we can understand that any type of living thing will be found only where all its needs are fulfilled. Now let's take the example of tiger. A tiger has strips. A tiger lies in wait for its prey among tall grasses. Its prey cannot see it in the grass because of the strips. There are animals like deer, the nilgai and the bison in grasslands. When the tiger is hungry, it can feed on them. For a tiger, there also need to be a water hole nearby, which never dries up even in the summer. There must also be dense vegetation, tall grasses or caves in hills or mountains so that the tiger can find shelter. A tiger inhabits an area where all these things are available. We keep animals in order to satisfy some of our needs. They become dear to us. We look after them well. We feed them. We take them to a vet if they fall ill. These animals too return our affection. We get milk, meat, eggs and several other things from animals. Some animals are useful for carrying burdens or drawing carts. Domestic animals also used to help with heavy farm work in fields. Dog guards our houses. Sheep give us wool. And you also children, do you know that even the excreta of domestic animals is of use to human beings? The dung of cattle is made into dung cakes. They are combustible. They are used in some places as fuel. When they burn, they give out smoke. A combustible gas called gobar gas is also obtained from the cattle dung. That too is used as a fuel. It burns without smoke. A cattle dung is used for plastering mud houses. Manures made from cattle dung and sheep pellets are used for plants. Farmers use them for growing crops. So, children, from all these things, we can understand that animals are very important in our environment, and they all are they all depend upon each other. And also we have understood that the living things are found where their needs are fulfilled. So, children, now you also list down the animals in our environment and how they can survive with the environment, how their needs are fulfilled. Thank you. Bye.